Hey everyone. American officials knew well before the May 2, 2011 raid that killed Osama bin Laden that the man's body could be trouble. The option to take him alive was always there, and counter-terrorism advisor John Brennan later told that the men on the ground were prepared to bring bin Laden into custody. But the brain behind 9/11 had long been wanted dead or alive, and if he were killed, his mortal remains would invite thorny political and religious questions. So today, let's know about what exactly happened to Osama bin Laden's body. Let's start the video, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video.
Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda.
Custom within Islam calls for a dead body to be buried as soon as possible, usually within 24 hours, and the body is to be washed and wrapped in cloth. Not observing proper rites could trigger calls for retribution, but any grave of Osama bin Laden's could also potentially act as a shrine for his followers. And then there was the issue of proof. Up until the moment the raid was carried out, US officials had no watertight proof that bin Laden was in the Pakistani compound. If he was there and if he was killed, the Obama administration would have to decide whether to provide proof that bin Laden was dead. To do so could be a grotesque display that sparked another rallying cry for further violence. But releasing no proof could fuel conspiracy theories. All these problems remain hypothetical until May 2nd when SEAL Team 6 infiltrated the compound and shot bin Laden in the head. A wife's testimony and DNA tests confirmed it was him. Planning for his inevitably controversial burial began, and he was ultimately buried at sea. Early reports after Osama bin Laden's death and burial suggested that the United States initially sought to bury him on land in a nearby country. Several reports said Saudi Arabia, his country of birth, was approached only to deny the request. But Ambassador Akbar Ahmed, a former Pakistani High Commissioner, he doubted such rumors, and counter-terrorism advisor John Brennan claimed that the Islamic custom of burial within 24 hours of death left the United States with no time to negotiate with other governments. Whether they approached any countries about receiving bin Laden's remains or not, US officials ultimately chose to bury his body at sea. Islamic burial traditions were still observed. Emails later obtained by the Associated Press confirmed that the body was washed and covered in a white sheet, and that a translator interpreted delivered rites into Arabic. The body was weighed down and slid into the ocean from the USS Carl Vinson. Burial at sea isn't forbidden within Islam, but usually only happens if the deceased dies at sea. Clerics and scholars were divided on the appropriateness of burying bin Laden in this manner. It was a humiliation of Islam, while another said that the body should have been delivered to his family. Barring anyone from the family wanting the body, they argued a grave anywhere on land would have been more appropriate. Others, including Ahmed, allowed that the sea burial effectively removed the shrine issue. Shortly after Osama bin Laden's death, President Barack Obama decided against releasing photographic proof of the terrorist's identity, explaining his decision during an interview. Democrats and Republicans, some of whom had seen photos collected during the raid, argued that keeping them hidden was a right call for American troops. Some felt that without photos, there was room for doubt that bin Laden was really dead to fester. And indeed, conspiracy theories came from all sides of the political spectrum, many denying that bin Laden had been killed. Another theory spread by Seymour Hersh alleged that bin Laden had long been a Pakistani prisoner and that the raid was staged in the sense that the Pakistani government gave him up to the Americans. In his account, bin Laden's body was mutilated before burial. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdies discoveries. Can't wait for the next video to learn more and be fascinated about. See you in the next. Bye.